evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to ABS, a very special edition of ABS coming to you as usual from the great state of Texas, Houston, Texas. A lot is going on in La République du Cameroon. I am sure that by now all of you would have heard of the proclamation of the results of the October 12 presidential elections in La République du Cameroon. A few minutes ago, the Constitutional Council proclaimed Paul Biya winner of that election with 53 point something percent vote, giving him the victory for that election. Of course, we know that that is widely contested. But also coming to you now, we are learning of the invasion of Isa Tchiroma'S home. The invasion of Isa Tchiroma'S home as we speak. As we speak, his home is under invasion. So please, I will be talking about these two things briefly. This is not going to be a long live broadcast, but we have a bigger package for you. Regular time, 8 p.m. Amber time, 3 p.m. Eastern U.S. time, and 2 p.m. Central time here in the USA. So please stay tuned. I take you to some of what happened at the weekend before I come to you with the latest, with the invasion of Isa Tchiroma'S home as I come to you. Stay tuned.
Varalo. Muy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is 108 in Ambazonia, the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, and in Cameroon too. Here in Texas, this is 7:08, actually 7:09. Washington, D.C. should be 8:09. This is ABS very special presentation, ladies and gentlemen. Again, a few minutes ago, about 30 minutes ago, the Constitutional Council of La République du Cameroon formally proclaimed the results of the October 12 presidential elections. And according to the Constitutional Council, Paul Biya won the vote by 53% of the vote. Immediately that announcement was made, the hall broke out in applause, a loud applause, and of course you know why. because those who filled the hall were CPDM sycophants, supporters of the regime. That is the news coming from La République du Cameroon. Again, Paul Biya has again been declared president, and according to the Constitutional Council proclamation, he is going to be president for another term, and that term is 7 more years. 7 more years for Paul Biya. That is the news emerging from La République du Cameroon. But also, more importantly, ladies and gentlemen, why the proclamation of the results was being read, Isai's Tchiroma'S home in Garoua was invaded. Isai's Tchiroma home was invaded. And right after the proclamation, the announcement of the proclamation of the result, we got reliable information from somebody who is in the family that the military, the Cameroon military, has been stationed there. They're surrounding the house and they are shooting into the house. The military has surrounded Issa Tchiroma house and they are shooting into the house. We do not have a lot of details at the moment, but trust me, we will bring you details in the course of the day. I will be back here regular time, 8 p.m. Amber time, that is 3 p.m. Eastern U.S. time, 2 p.m. Central time, and I will come to you with details of what is going on, the invasion of Issa Tchiroma'S home as we speak at the moment. So that is the news that we've gotten from people related, from family members related to Issa Tchiroma. Again, his house in Garoua has come under an invasion by the Cameroon army. The Cameroon army has invaded the house of Issa Tchiroma. I will try to see I can put somebody online who can give us details of what is happening there. If I can't get that now, again, trust me, we will get that information later in the day. But for now, that is the information that you should know. Issa's Tchiroma house has come under attack. They are shooting live bullets into his home in Garoua. Again, this information is coming from confirmed sources. Confirmed sources. Now, of course, the whereabouts of Issa Tchiroma isn't known. But apparently, he is not in the house that has been attacked or invaded by the Cameroon army. That is what is going on. Again, stay put. I'm trying to get somebody online who is very much aware of what is going on, and I will come back to you. I will come back to you with the details. Stay put.
Las de mal. intimidation is over. And we can tell you, as they say, pendant plus de 40 ans, qu'est-ce que vous avez apporté au Cameroun? De la déception. Un pays au monde où le ministre s'adresse à ses citoyens comme des animaux. Enough is enough. Il a endossé, comme nous tous, un seul candidat, Issa Tchiroma'S Bakari. Ça, c'est la victoire de Bakari et c'est pour cela que nous nous sommes réunis ici aujourd'hui au Haut Commissariat du Cameroun à Londres pour dire au monde, à tous ceux qui sont au Cameroun, ils nous disent, si vous voulez manifester, venez ici au pays manifester. Qui vous a dit que le Cameroun n'est pas représenté à l'état?
All right, ladies and gentlemen. The images you are watching there are from yesterday. The demonstration protests, marches all over the place in La République du Cameroun and abroad. Yesterday, protesting the proclamation of what is victory declared for Paul Biya today in the October 12th presidential results. But coming to you live, we learn of the invasion of Issa Tchiroma'S home in Garoua, and the Cameroon army, as we speak, is shooting with live bullets, of course, right into his home. However, I must say, Tchiroma is not in that home. Tchiroma is not in that house that has been invaded by the Cameroon army. I have been trying to get somebody online to give me some details about the incident, but unfortunately, I guess the person is cannot connect. So, but that is what is happening. That is what is happening again, following the proclamation of the election results, making Paul Biya, giving Paul Biya 7 more years. Immediately after the proclamation, Tchiroma'S house has been invaded, and the army, the Cameroon army, is shooting straight into the house. The Cameroon army is shooting straight into the house, Tchiroma'S house. Again, but the good news is Tchiroma is not. Issa Tchiroma is not in that house, and any amount of shooting will not hurt him by any means, by any way. Again, I just want you to know, if you listen to Issa Tchiroma a few days ago, he mentioned that they sent some mercenaries. La République du Cameroun sent some mercenaries to come and monitor, hide around his vicinity to monitor him. What happened was the mercenaries, we are told, 7 of them came into the vicinity, mounted themselves on the roof of a close neighbor. Now, we learned that this neighbor was the vice president of Issa Tchiroma'S FSCN party. The neighbor on whose roof the 7 mercenaries mounted was the vice president of Issa Tchiroma'S party. 7 of them mounted the roof and were monitoring what was going on around Issa Tchiroma'S house. That was a day ago. However, they were detected on the roof, and they escaped. A video caught 3 of them. 3 of them were caught on video. The rest dispersed and disappeared. I guess it is the result of the monitoring that they've been monitoring for the past all these days that has led to the invasion of Issa Tchiroma'S home today. So as we speak, Issa Tchiroma'S home is under invasion, and I was hoping that we will get somebody on the line who will give us details of what is going on and the atmosphere over there. I'm still waiting for that phone call. But if you happen to be anywhere over there in Garoua, anywhere in La République du Cameroun, and you have information to share with us, of course, do so. Be free to do so. We're going to put the phone number on the screen. If you know anything, let us know. And we would like to know also what is going on the ground in La République du Cameroun. We witnessed yesterday that so many Ambazonians in Yaoundé, Douala, all over La République du Cameroun, they are packing back to Ambazonia. I think these are mostly the displaced Ambazonians who had moved to La République du Cameroon. Many are going back to Ambazonia. We saw the parks populated thick yesterday with people trying to move back to Ambazonia from Cameroon. So that is what is going on. Paul Biya has been declared president of Cameroon for 7 more years. Again, at the proclamation of that election, the result of Paul Biya as president, an applause broke out within the hall, and you can guess who was clapping. Of course, the sycophants. I saw Paul Atanganji still wearing a face mask. In the midst of thousands of people, he was the only one wearing a mask and sitting there looking, not moving, not shaking, not smiling, just sitting like an angel, So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the breaking news coming from Cameroon. Paul Biya has been made the 93 years old guy has been named or proclaimed president of Cameroon for another 7 years. And immediately the proclamation was made, Issa Tchiroma'S home in Garoua came under an invasion. As we speak, as we come to you again, Issa's Tchiroma house is under invasion. We are monitoring what is going on there, and we will do everything to bring you the details. If I can bring you the details now, I promise you 3 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Eastern U.S. time, 2 p.m. Texas time, 8 p.m. Ambazonia, Cameroon, or West African time, we will bring you the details. I have a large panel of Issa Tchiroma'S collaborators who will be joining me later in the day. Again, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 Central Time in the U.S., and 8 p.m. West African time to share with us what they are hearing on the ground. So please, that is the news. That is the news that we are getting. I'm also trying, I know Eric Chinje has been trying to get to me. Let me see here. So that is what is going on, ladies and gentlemen. Paul Biya declared president of Cameroon for another 7 years. By the time that we come back live at 8 p.m. West African time, 3 p.m. Eastern, we should know exactly what the Issa Tchiroma'S campaign is planning in the days, for the days ahead. And we'll also know then what is going on, the reactions of this proclamation on the ground all over the country. So they have given Paul Biya the victory, another 7 years victory. Unfortunately, I can't get my source who is monitoring what is going on at Issa Tchiroma'S compound. But I promise you again, when I get back at 8 p.m. West African time, which is 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern time and 2 p.m. Texas time, when I come back, then there will be lots and lots of details to bring to you, and we'll also be able to bring to you the reactions from the ground of what is happening after the proclamation of that result and declaring Paul Biya president of that country for another 7 years. That would have made it, if Biya can serve 7 years, which I know he will not, because that man is already 93 years old. If he can live or serve for another 7 years, he would be over 100 years old. He would be over 100 years old. Now, do not forget, Paul Biya is the longest serving president on earth as I speak to you at this moment. So if he has already served 42 years. No, I think it's 43 years. He has already served 43 years. Okay. Hello. Hello, Rohan.
Hello.
How are you doing? Hello?
Yes, hello.
Tell me, update me on the shooting on your father's compound. They surrounded the compound.
No, it's just around the No. I mean, they were shooting on the people who were protesting after they proclaimed the false results, right? So they were protesting. So what happened after that? They just started shooting at them. Yeah, the snipers who had the rooftop of our neighbor.
So the snipers started shooting at those who had gathered at your father's compound.
Yes.
Has the population dispersed, or the population is still there in your father's compound?
They haven't dispersed. There are even more that gathered. There are more people coming.
Oh, more people.
But again, they have blocked. Yeah, they have blocked the main entrance of the neighborhood. They have blocked it to prevent more people from coming. So yeah.
Okay. So the population is swelling up. Now, of course, certainly, your dad is not in that environment, I guess.
No. He's in the house. I mean, all of this is happening outside, just outside the house.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Now, you mentioned yesterday about the 7 spies who mounted a neighbor's house and were spying.
Yeah, it's probably one of them. They are the ones that they are the same one who are shooting today.
Oh, they didn't leave.
No, they were just hiding in the house,
Yeah. So you have no idea whether how many they are, whether there are many or not.
No.
Is the population confronting the shooters?
Well, but they try, and then it resulted in more shooting. So there's just gonna be more deaths anyway if they do.
Right.
But
right.
Yeah.
Okay. How is your dad taking the pronouncement today of the results?
Listen, I think that they were more urgent, him having those boys being killed. It's, at that time, I think he's not processing all these things. Of course, that was expected anyway. It was expected, but I think right now there is more urgent, maintaining his safety and those around him. So
yeah.
He hasn't been expressed anything. I think there is more urgent there.
All right.
And I need to go. Really sorry. I called you back because you insisted, but I have like tens of calls waiting for me. So
all right. That is fine. We will talk later.
Thank
Yes.
You.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Rohaya Tchiroma, the daughter of Isa Tchiroma, confirming the shooting in the compound. Apparently, more people have gathered. The population at Tchiroma's house has swelled, and the shooters are shooting at the population. The people gathered at Tchiroma's house. And apparently Tchiroma is in the house, is in the compound as the shooting goes on. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we will gather more of this information, and when I come up later at 3 p.m. Eastern and 2 p.m. Central, that is 8 p.m. West African time, we'll be able to bring you details of what is going on. So, whatever the case, do not forget, Paul Biya proclaimed president of Cameroon for 7 more years. 7 more years. Again, I was saying that should he leave or rule for 7 more years, you would have in 100 years, which I know, of course, that is not going to happen. So the question in the minds of so many Cameroonians is, what is going to happen? What will happen if Biya should die before the 7 years? What should happen if he dies before the 7 years? The way we look at what is going on in La République du Cameroon, it is very apparent that this election is not about Paul Biya. And I'm going to bring you this monologue, this talking point later in the next, in my next live presence. But this election is not about Paul Biya, because everybody in Yaoundé, including you and I, know that Paul Biya is not going to be there for 7 years. So the question becomes, who is this election about? It is not about Paul Biya. It is about a plan that nobody knows yet. It is about the transfer of power to the same clan, in La République du Cameroon. That is the Bulu Ewondo Beti clan. That is what this is all about. And why, you may ask? The reason being that those who have looted that country, those who has brought it down to what it is, messed it up to what it is, they want to preserve their loot. They want to preserve their loot, and they fear that anybody, Issa Tchiroma or somebody else who is in the opposition takes over, they may be exiled and they may lose all that they have stolen and looted for the 42 years of Paul Biya. That is what this is all about. Biya is as good as vegetable. I doubt whether the man even knows what is happening around him. I don't think so. Again, I will be talking about this later in the show, in the next segment. But ladies and gentlemen, that is what we are hearing at the moment in La République du Cameroon. Issa's Tchiroma compound has been invaded, and the population has swollen in this compound, and the army is shooting. The army is shooting at the population, and Issa Tchiroma is right there. So I will leave it here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me. I just thought to come on briefly to pass this information, but I will come back again later in the day to bring you full updates of what is going on the ground. That is the news. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it again for this moment. I look forward to being